children, today let's start with chapter number 6, reproduction in animals. So in this chapter, I will tell you about how animals reproduce, modes of production, right? So let's start with the chapter now. We have learned about the process of growth, right? Respiration, digestion. One of the essential features of living things is that all living things reproduce. So this means that all living things produce offspring of their own kind. The production of new individual by their parents is known as reproduction. So in the process of reproduction was not there, all species become extinct from the earth since parenthood die or old. So now we have understood the importance of reproduction. Plants and animals both reproduce in different ways. ठीक है, अलग अलग तरीके से reproduce करते हैं. So we can say that we have different modes of reproduction, sexual and asexual. First is sexual reproduction, in which new animals by two parents through the fusion of gametes is made. Like we have sexual reproduction. It includes fusion of male reproductive cell with female, and the fusion leads to formation of zygote that develops into new individuals like fishes, frogs, cow, dogs, horses and humans. They reproduce through sexual reproduction. Then we have asexual, in which new individual by single parent without involvement of gametes is called sexual reproduction. Since fusion of gametes is not involved, zygotes are not formed in asexual reproduction. Young one produce are exact copy of their parent. जो भी young one produce होगा वो exact copy होगा अपने parent. Next is sexual reproduction in animal. So in this type of reproduction to take place, there should be two parents with different type of reproductive cell, right? The sexual reproduction is the process in which fusion of male and female gametes takes place to form a zygote. और zygote क्या होता है? First cell होता है आपके new organism. In this type of reproduction, we need two types of gametes. Male gamete जिसको हम sperm कहते हैं, and female gamete that is egg or the ovum. ये जो gametes होता है ये क्या produce करते हैं? Same organism or two different individuals. So the animals like earthworm, leeches, tapeworm possesses both male as well as female reproductive organ in their body. Such animals which have both male and female reproductive organ in their body, उनको क्या कहते हैं? That is hermaphrodites, means bisexual animals. Most of the other animal possesses either one or reproductive organ, and these animals are called unisexual animals. Like we have frog, fishes, birds. We call them unisexual. Right? And each of the animal produces single gamete, and what they produce either female or male reproductive organ. Now fertilizer, fusion of male and female gametes, means जब हम sperm और ovum का क्या करते हैं, fusion करते हैं, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं, fertilization. There are two types of fertilization, एक external और एक internal. External जो बाहर होती है, जैसे starfish, jellyfish, frog, toads. यहाँ पे जो fertilization होती है वो external होती है. It means that it take outside the body. मतलब वो कहाँ हो रही है? Animal की body से बाहर हो रही है, right? These animals lays down eggs in some external media like water on which the sperms are ejected directly, and fertilization take place. So in rainy season, frogs move to the ponds and the female lays hundreds of eggs there. They are quite tender and do not have shell outside. और जो male frog होते हैं वो कहाँ deposit करते हैं sperm को? On the egg, and when they both come in contact, fusion is done and fertilization occurs. Now internal fertilization that occur inside the female body, इसको हम internal fertilization कहते हैं. Eggs are fertilized by sperm inside the female body, और ये क्या form करते हैं? Zygote. So internal fertilization take place in animals like mammals, birds, reptiles and insects. Then we have viviparous and oviparous. Viviparous, we have now studied about the animals which lay eggs and those who directly give birth to young. In those cases where the birth is given to the young one, the development of embryo takes place inside the body of people. Animals are called viviparous animals, and in the animals which lay eggs, embryo develops outside the female body, और in animals को क्या कहा जाता है? Oviparous. Right? Next study about metamorphosis is the process of the life cycle of the frog. So in most animals, young one which are born and hatch from the egg is grown into egg. उनका same appearance होता है as that of young one. So in case of human, the infant grow into adult by the same physical appearance as himself. In case of butterfly, life cycle is divided into three stages: egg, larva, caterpillar, or caterpillar, pupa, and then adult. Similarly, अगर हम बात करें frog की, it is divided into three different: egg, tadpole, and adult. इस phenomena को जब transformation होता है larva का into adult, किसके थ्रू? ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस की वजह से, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? मेटामॉर्फोसिस. Now sexual reproduction in human beings. So human being also reproduce sexually. The male and the female both have different reproductive organ for the production of sperm and ovum. The zygote in the human being forms egg and it is fertilized internally. Then we have male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, two sperm duct and urethra and pharynx. If we talk about testes, oval in shape, lie outside the abdomen in muscular sac, जिसको हम scrotal sac कहते हैं, and it produces male hormone called testosterone, which is produced at the age of 14 to 15. Till that, the testes produce million of sperm, which is every time out only one of the sperm participate in the process of fertilization. Then we have sperm duct and your vas deferens. They are also called vas deferens. It is a narrow tube which acts as a passage of the sperm to move out of the testes and reach to your urethra. ठीक है, वो कहाँ रीच करता है? आपकी urethra. Right? Now urethra is a long tube which starts from the urinary bladder. Function क्या है? ये salmon को urine through the penis to the male genital pore में carry करता है. Penis, it is a long and thick muscular organ which inject the sperm into the vagina of the female body. Right? Next is female reproductive system. अब हम बात करेंगे female reproductive system. We have ovaries, fallopian tube जिसे हम oviduct कहते हैं, uterus जिसे हम womb कहते हैं. Next is first is ovary. There are two ovaries inside the womb. It produce female hormone called estrogen and estrogen. इसकी जो average होती है वो 40 to 45 होती है. Fallopian tube है जो एक thin long muscular tube है. One of the ovary enters the fallopian tube. It's funnel shaped opening. यहाँ पे fertilization होती है. Next is womb. Uterus is hollow muscular bag like organ which connect uterus and egg that is fertilized there. Now vagina, that is uterus open into a wide muscular tube जो कहाँ open होती है outside the body, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Vagina कहते हैं. Now fertilization in human. So now we know that ovum is released in the ovary alternatively every month. So ये mature करता है ovum को and reaches fallopian tube to form zygote. The process of fusion of the ovum with the sperm to form zygote is called fertilization. Right? The newly formed nucleus has genetic characteristics for both male and female. That is why जो children है what they show, they show genetic resemblance of both their parents. Next is development of embryo. First of all, we will talk in human being. So the egg which now has been fertilized to form zygote, rapidly and repeatedly what they form? They form ball of hundreds of cells. And it travels down the fallopian tube and finally reaches uterus and it's get embedded into the uterus. और इसको क्या कहा जाता है? Implantation. What we call it? Implantation. Right? So यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे zygote formation and development of an embryo from zygote. कि how ये आपकी fallopian ये zygote हो गया, ये आपकी fallopian tube हो गई. Fertilization, this is morula. ये आपकी inner mass cell हो गई, ये आपकी urethus हो गई. Right? So we can say that जो implanted zygote होता है, it goes through a series of division of form. The similar cells form group to form tissues, and after some time, the different parts like hands, legs, and other parts of the body can be identified. The stage of embryo in which all the body parts are easily identified, इसको हम fetus कहते हैं, right? And the period of complete development of fetus from fertilization till the birth, उसको क्या कहा जाता है? Gestation period. और ये कितने month का होता है? 9 months और 40 weeks. Right? Thus the fertilization is followed. The formation of zygote. मैं आपको कुछ steps बताती हूँ. पहले zygote का formation होता है. Ball of the cells perform a repeated cell division. Implantation in the uterus. Development of embryo. Fetus formation. Fetus का formation होता है. Now what is in vitro fertilization? That is IVF. ये एक नई technique है that come in practice for the women who are not able to give birth to the babies, as their fallopian tube is blocked or damaged. So in this process, mature ovum from a female is collected and its fertilization by sperm of the man outside the body is properly regulated. So we can say the baby then grow inside and ovary and born similar as a normal baby. Next is an animal. In animal hands, the zygote undergoes repeated division and travel down the oviduct. So what happens during this period? Many protective layers are found around it. The outermost layer forms the hard shell, जो किसको प्रोटेक्ट करता है? Contents of the developing embryo. So the embryo inside the egg is developing until about a week, and in animals which undergo external fertilization. We have already studied how fertilization takes place externally. in case of fish and frogs. So we can say that next is asexual reproduction in animals. Like we have binary fission, budding, fragmentation. These all are some all asexual reproduction method. First is binary fission. This is one of the easiest method of asexual reproduction. The word bi means two and fission means division. Right? So we can say this type of reproduction is common in unicellular organism. जैसा आपका अमीबा हो गया, इसमें ये दो डॉटर न्यूक्लाई में डिवाइड होता है. राइट? इस प्रोसेस को क्या कहा जाता है? बाइनरी फिजन. देखो ये आपका क्या है? साइटोप्लाज्म. एक पेरेंट सेल है, ये अंदर क्या है? न्यूक्लियस. राइट? इसको क्या कर रहे हैं हम? न्यूक्लियस को डिवाइड करें दो पार्ट्स में. राइट? और ये साइटोप्लाज्म में डिवाइड हो जाता है, दो अमीबा प्रोड्यूस होते हैं जिन्हें हम क्या कहते हैं? टू डॉटर सेल. बर्डिंग इज ऑल्सो अ टाइप ऑफ एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. इन बर्डिंग स्मॉल आउटग्रोथ्स कॉल्ड बर्ड्स फॉर्म. ठीक है, पेरेंट ऑर्गेनिज्म में आपको छोटे छोटे बर्ड्स फॉर्म होते हुए दिखाई जो डिटैच्ड होते हैं टू फॉर्म अ न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म. मोस्ट कॉमन एग्जांपल इज हाइड्रा. यू कैन सी आउटग्रोथ्स कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द वेरियस पॉइंट्स इन हाइड्रा, जो किसको कलेक्ट, जिसे हम क्या कहते हैं? बर्ड्स कहते हैं. राइट? So this is all about in this chapter. Hope you understand.